If you're within 3 years of retiring from the military, this one decision could be the most important one you make because it guarantees that if something happens to you in retirement, your spouse gets double, yes, double, the payout of the Survivor Benefit Plan, or SBP. But one wrong check on your retirement paperwork could lock you into a costly mistake. So stick with me for the next few minutes, and I'll show you the exact swap that I recommend to secure your family's future. Now let's get into it. So why should you care about SBP? Well, after 20 plus years of service, you've earned a pension, and that's a cornerstone of your family's financial future. But when you retire, you're handed a stack of paperwork and one tiny box, SBP, can change everything. The Survivor Benefit Plan is a government program that's meant to protect your spouse or your dependents by replacing a part of your pension if you pass away first. Sounds like a safety net, right? But here's the kicker. If you don't actively opt out, you're automatically enrolled, and 6.5% of your pension, hundreds of dollars, gets deducted every single month for life. And if your spouse passes away before you, those payments are gone. No refunds, no flexibility. And here's what most don't realize. SBP isn't just a checkbox. It's a lifelong commitment that could cost you tens of thousands and might not even be the best way to protect your family. So before you sign, you need to understand what you're getting into, what it's costing you, and whether there's a smarter way to keep your loved ones secure. All right, so let's break it down. So SBP is like a government-run life insurance plan. You pay 6.5% of your pension, think $200 to $300 a month, right? And it increases with cost of living adjustments. And if you pass first, your spouse gets 55% of your pension for life. Simple enough. But the fine print is where it gets tricky. And here's the limit that most folks don't know. You can only opt out between years 2 and 3 of retirement. And if you miss that window, you're locked in for forever. Okay? Benefits are restricted to your spouse or your dependent kids. No option to name a charity, a trust, or anyone else for that matter. And if your spouse passes first, you actually keep paying unless you notify DFAS within a year. And even then, it's a hassle. Divorce, remarriage, good luck. SBP doesn't automatically transfer to a new spouse. You'll need a court order or a new election, and it's a bureaucratic mess. And for kids, benefits stop at 18 or 22 if they're in college, but there's no support to lifelong dependence. And that payout, well, it's fully taxable. And a lot of folks think SBP is a set it and forget it type safety net, but it's rigid, it's expensive, and it doesn't adapt to life's changes like remarriage or new financial goals or wanting to leave a legacy. It's a one-size-fits-all plan that might not fit your family's unique needs. So let's put this in perspective with a real-world example. So meet Chief Smith. He's 42, he's retiring after 20 years as an E7. His pension is about $39,000 a year, and it's hard-earned money he's counting on for retirement. So he checks the SBP box to play it safe, right? So that's 6.5%, so $211 a month, or about $2,500 a year. And with COLA increases, by year 15, he's paying about $278 a month. So over 18 years, that's about anywhere from $45,000 to $55,000 out of pocket, right? Now imagine the tragic scenario, right, where he passes away at age 60, say from cancer or an unexpected illness. So this is exactly the situation that SBP is optimized for, right? Providing your spouse with ongoing income to replace part of your pension. So his wife, also, let's say age 60, gets $21,450 a year, and it's taxable. So after federal and state taxes, it's closer to $17,000 a year. And if she lives to 85, that's about $425,000 after tax, which is spread over 25 years. It sounds decent for that worst case scenario, but let's think about it. That's $425,000 after Chief Smith paid $50,000 in premiums, and it's spread out over decades, so it's going to lose value to inflation and taxes, right? Plus, if his wife passes first or they divorce, he's stuck paying with no benefit. And what about their other goals, like leaving money for grandkids or charity? SBP offers zero flexibility for that, which is why Chief Smith and you need to look at all your options before signing up. Now, what if Chief Smith chose the swap that I recommend? Well, instead of SBP, he puts $300 a month into a Retire Max Elite Protect plan, which is a permanent cash value life insurance policy that's designed for flexibility and tax advantages. And here's why it's a game changer. So from day one, he's going to have $500,000 of tax-free coverage locked in from the start. It'll cost him $300 a month, but that's only for 15 years, so $54,000 total, roughly the same as SBP over 18 years. But with flexibility, he can name any beneficiary, a spouse, kids, grandkids, a charity even, and he can change it anytime with no red tape. Now, cash value. His policy is going to build tax-free savings that he can tap into anytime when he's alive for, things like emergencies or investments or cars or even a dream vacation. And the payout in the end, if Chief passes at 60, his wife gets $500,000 tax-free. And she could roll that into a Retire Max Elite hybrid pension with a 10% premium bonus and lock in $36,000 a year, which is nearly his full pension. And over 25 years, that's $720,000 after taxes, which is almost double SBP's net payout. And unlike SBP, Retire Max Elite adapts to life's changes, so if Chief ends up remarrying, he can redirect his benefits. And if his kids need support beyond college, he can name them. And if he wants access to cash for a business or retirement goals, it's there. And if he lives to 85, that cash value keeps growing and it gives him options that SBP can't touch. Look, this swap is not just about money, it's about control and peace of mind for whatever life throws your way. All right, so let's compare. So SBP is $211 to $278 a month and it rises with cost of living adjustments. So the total cost is $45,000 to roughly $55,000 over 18 years. It's going to pay about $21,450 a year taxable to his spouse only. And the net payout's going to be roughly $425,000 after tax, with no flexibility and no cash access. Now with Retire Max Elite, we're talking $300 a month for 15 years and done. Total cost $54,000. It's going to pay $500,000 tax-free to any beneficiary. And the net income is going to be about $720,000 after tax. You have cash value access, total control. So for the same cost, Retire Max Elite gives you more protection, more flexibility, and nearly double the money for your family. That's the power of the swap. $720,000 versus $425,000 plus tax-free living benefits. Now, SBP isn't a bad program, it's just not your only choice. It's rigid, it's taxable, and it might not align with your family's dreams or your needs. Look, you've served your country, maybe you've deployed multiple times, and your pension is your reward. But it's not just about you, it's about your spouse and your kids and your legacy. What do you want your financial future to look like? A rigid government plan that locks you in, or a flexible strategy that grows with your life? Look, the clock's ticking, and you've got a narrow window to decide. And once you're in SBP, you're in for life. So don't let a quick check mark rob you of options that could secure your family and leave a lasting impact. So before you check that SBP box, take a step back and do your homework. This is your pension. It's your family and your future, so don't rush it. Now, if you want to learn more, visit victoryxfinancial.com or click that link down below in the comments to download our free Veterans Wealth Guide. It's packed with strategies to maximize your retirement. Also, check out some of our other videos where you can learn more about SBP and how Retire Max Elite can be the superior option. So I'm Dan Farnsworth. This is Victory X Financial. Stay sharp, stay ready.